Hit it.
I heard that.
You ain't.
Updating Steam.
Yeah.
No R.
No R. It just came. It was like half covered by a random Robin window.
Oh.
And then I was like, why is it updating stream? I'm using Skype right now. I forget that I have Steam on my laptop because my laptop doesn't have the RAM to run video games. So I never actually, unless I'm playing Xbox Game Pass stuff,
Right.
but like downloaded games, I don't have the power, which I'm kind of upset about. Because when I bought this computer, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a refurbished one." It was a $1,700 laptop that I got for $8.
Yeah.
And I was like, $1,700. I should be able to play games on that.
Yeah. And they're like,
think-
no.
Yeah.
Well,
but also, to be fair, I'm not a tech guy, so like when people start rattling off gigahertz and RAM sizes and stuff like that, I'm like, is that enough, ladies? Or is it just a little bit, just the average?
Yeah.
Or like it's above average? Yeah.
How long has Alex not been on the show? 2 years?
It's been a minute.
Longer than 2 years, because I've been in Oregon since 2020, and I started doing the show consistently when I was living with Sarah, which was shortly after I moved
That was a
down.
long time ago.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 4 years ish, probably plus.
So the computer
it hasn't been that long.
It hasn't been
since
that
he
long.
quit. But still somewhere in there.
Yeah. Still, like, he gave me his computer, which probably should have been a sign. But like, I've been using it to play pretty much whatever. I was playing Call of Duty with you guys on it.
Oh wow.
Nice.
So like, it's good enough to do that, and it's at least 3-4 years old now at this point.
I can't play
Yeah.
Call of Duty on that computer, and it's only 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
tried.
I downloaded Steam because I really wanted to play Days Gone, but it's a PlayStation game.
Days
Oh.
Gone.
So I'm like,
Gone.
cool. I'll download Steam, buy Days Gone,
Days
and I'm like,
Gone.
it's not working. There goes $75.
Right.
I did that with SWAT 3 back in the day. I thought I had a good enough computer. And I'm like, I watched my buddy play it. I was like, dude, that game looks super fun. I want to play that. So I paid for it. It's like $40, which back then was like $70 now.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, download. And it's like, your computer does not have enough RAM to operate this game. I was like,
you don't have enough RAM.
oh. And it's like, yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
At least yours tell you didn't have enough RAM. Mine let me download it.
Right.
Well, but I downloaded it, and then I tried
then the
to
game.
install it, and then it's like, no.
Yeah.
Are you stupid?
Oh, maybe I should put these on at the end.
Oh.
They're the ones with the pink.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you guys are about to lose me for a sec. I need to switch over my internets.
We're about to lose Dave.
Black Dave.
Black Dave.
Okay, man.
You wanna mess with the razor?
Chico.
Stanky. Kobe. Right in the
Kobe.
right in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. 2 for 2 on the free throws? Nope.
These gloves, the only pair I found, but they were 3X, but they're fucking the Spencer Webb ones.
Yeah.
These are a one-off.
Mhm.
They're never going to wear them again. I was like, I don't care. They fucking fit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
3X just means, you can wear something under them.
I mean, yeah, I was going
More
to say, I
room
can
for
put
drugs.
my shin gloves under them.
Mhm.
More room for drugs.
And then the, what was the dark green that we wore a couple years ago?
Oh, the Sequoia?
That-
Yes, that's the color that these are. They look
Nice.
black on the screen, but they are Sequoia. And they're still on the package.
Didn't you get some- Didn't you get some Nightmare ones too?
That's what these are.
They
Okay.
updated it from Nightmare Green to
Yeah.
Sequoia Green.
That's the
Quick,
same.
okay, all right.
Yeah. But these fit really
Same,
good.
same.
They just, the only thing they have is Oregon on the side, which is actually kind of cool. Karate chop someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Get some Oregon in your face.
Get some karate up in here.
Watch out now. Only two types of people know karate: the Chinese
and the king.
king.
I referenced that movie. I referenced that scene just the other day. I went to Karate Chop Nolan. I'm like, look out, man!
My dad saw that scene one time, and now
what is that from?
Walk
Dewey
Hard.
Cox.
Oh yeah.
My dad's never watched that movie, but he saw that scene, and I was walking through the kitchen, and we were passing each other, and he's like, "Watch out, man!" And I was like, "Did you watch Dewey Cox?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "What?"
The classic dad response.
Right?
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
It's the other guys. He's like, "Don't go chasing waterfalls, guys."
Go Ducks.
Are you just cool sea songs? Who's
I
that?
don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. Guys, you just got to keep this on the down low, all right? Creep.
No one says creep twice unless they're referencing TLC. I don't know what that is.
He's Batman.
All right, guys. So we've got a murder
Robin.
on the 1600 block. We need 2 people on it. Oh, sorry, that's my other job.
Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of cops and murder.
Oh, which one did it
murder.
most recently?
There's no murder involved, actually.
Oh.
I told Robin, I'm not 100% sure I saw what I saw.
Oh yeah.
Because I was driving and looking about
He
3/4.
called me. He was so excited.
Yeah. I was
seen the dead body.
Going 75 on the freeway. I see, as I get to an exit, I see 2 county cops with their lights on, and as I get closer, a pickup, and then 3 people, and I'm like, oh, what's going on over there? And I'm looking, and as I'm looking over my shoulder, I'm fairly certain 3 people were on their knees while the cops had their weapons drawn, and one guy's like moving back and forth in a beater, and I'm like, hey, did I just see what I saw? I gotta check the news tonight.
I remember working at the Lebanon paper and like the big news being an officer involved shooting for like 2 weeks, but it really just ended up that Joe Bob came out of the house with a gun and the police shot him. But there was like a super big investigation for something that was super obvious. It's like,
and well, the Lebanon news cycle doesn't turn over too quick.
Nothing. I mean, all we got to talk about is Kendra Sunderland and the cop killing a guy.
Yep. Another church was built.
And another one caught fire.
Oh, I almost caught fire today.
Nice job.
I was in the old Nippa hut cooking up some grub.
Some Nippa.
And I've got pork belly on the grill. I'm cooking pork belly and Korean barbecue chicken at the same time. And I grabbed the chicken. I'm like, all right, I'm going to chop this up. It'll be perfect timing. Chop the chicken up, turn around, grab the chicken. My mom starts talking to me. Someone comes up to the window, so we're all like, yeah, I'm chop. And my mom turns in and she goes, shit. And I turn around and there's flames about 1.5 feet tall because the grease from the pork belly had just dripped on. Oh, and I was like, huh. So I'm like reaching in the flames with tongs, grabbing my pork belly. I'm like, well, those are done.
It tasted good.
It tasted delicious. Little char is perfect. Just caramelized.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom puts a wok over it to try to like just keep the flames from getting up into our vents.
She pantered it. She walked on.
Yeah. And then flames are just shooting out the sides, right? And I was like, huh. And the whole time I'm like calm, but in my head I'm like, I'm going to be the reason the nipple hut closes.
I'm in danger.
Dude, that was the.
So
like,
I get.
Oh, sorry.
I get a couple rags. I get a couple rags and I soak them real quick. And I wring them out and I just go over there and I just start smacking the stove with wet rags because I'm like, I gotta just. Because you can't dump water on it.
Fire. You start smacking a grease fire with wet rags.
Damp rags. There was nothing dripping from them at this point. I wring them out. You wring them out first so that you can just smother it. And so I'm just smothering it, and I lay the towel on the grill, and I'm like, I'm cooking a towel.
Oh
because the
god.
flames are still, but they die off. Once I start doing that, it dies off.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't throw water on these kind of fires, please.
But it's funny you talk about your mentality while the place is fucking. You're about to burn the place down. I was in the back of a van, and I was testing out to see if the heater worked, and it didn't work. But I couldn't tell really from the back. I could see that the heating unit itself had come on, but the fan in the front didn't come on. So it was just cooking.
Yeah.
And I'm standing in the back of the van looking around and like, that's not a good smell. So I go around, I look around the corner, and it looks like we're deciding the new pope. I've just got black smoke just pouring out both of these tubes.
If you smell.
And like you said, your first reaction is, "Oh shit!" Okay, well I got to deal with it now. And so I was just like, I start turning things off, I go around, I start closing breakers and flipping shit. I was like, huh. Well, I almost burned the building down.
Yeah.
Right? That would have sucked.
Yep.
All right.
But at the same time, it's like, you're just like, okay. Like, it's over now.
Yeah. It's over now.
Just some flame grilled pork belly.
Just got some tallow flavored pork belly.
Yeah. No, I cleaned it afterwards. Actually, which means putting more oil on the grease on the grill.
It seems counterintuitive, but it is poly food, so everything's in grease.
Yeah. Well, I guess we just use olive oil
flavor
for the grill.
Yeah, that's how you put out the fire. Yeet.
Yeah,
you got to eat it.
Yeet.
Well, at one point, my mom's got the wok over the flame, and she's trying to blow it out. I'm like, you're feeding it, and she was like, and she blows a couple times. I say, you're feeding it, and she just stands and goes, like, yeah, I know. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
And I was like, don't worry.
I hate it when you're actively doing something and someone calls you out on doing something incredibly dumb, and you're like, I am incredibly dumb. What the fuck?
You're like, that is absolutely right.
Like, why would you do that?
But
I don't know. Have you thought that maybe that might be stupid?
Yeah, she's so funny as a business owner sometimes, because she gets a phone call for an order, and the lady is like, hey, this is what I want. She's like, are you busy? My mom's just like, shit, yeah.
I see where you get your customer service from.
Yeah. And she's like, but I can get she's give me like 20 minutes. And she's like, all right. She's like, yeah, I want some fried rice or some noodles and whatever it was. She opens up to see how much more, and she's like, shit, I gotta make some more.
How can I have
My
some
mom
more?
doesn't cuss, but I heard her say shit like 3 times.
That's funny. Dave, redo your connection, because you're like pretty choppy.
You're getting choppy
Okay,
pee.
I'm just gonna close this out. Actually, I gotta go pee pee anyway, so I'll close
There
it
you
and
go.
reopen it.
Why don't you do
Why
that?
don't you go
Shit,
choppy
mom's
pee.
yelling at me.
All right, well, I'll just stand. I'll do the.
I can wait till Dave gets back. Dave, go pee.
No, it's all right. I'll do the Jake show while you guys are taking care of business.
I wrote our notes down, so we've got things to talk about.
I'm not actually closing anything.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll talk about what we're going to talk about. Like actually do a pre-show
instead of just chit chat.
Instead of just bullshitting like normal.
Weird.
Why isn't Skype closing?
I don't know. All right, it's the Jake show.
The screen's gone, but I can hear you.
You need to go down to the logo down in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, right-click it, and then hit quit Skype. And then I can host the Jake show. See it? I still see you, so that's I still see you, so it's a problem.
Don't hang up. That's not what I'm trying to do.
You do want to hang up. You do want to hang up.
There we go. Not on you guys. Would it stop the whole call?
No, we'll still be
Just
here.
curious.
You just need to come back.
Okay.
Well, it's a Jake show where Jake talks about what Jake wants to talk about, and today we're going to be talking about
Black Day.
balls. There's many kind of balls in the world. There's baseballs, there's basketballs, there's bowling balls. But I think my favorite kind of ball is a tennis ball because it's fuzzy and yellow.
He's got the biggest balls of them all.
I had to coach Dave on how to turn Skype off.
Well, that makes sense.
He's like, the screen is closed, but I can still hear you. I'm like, I know, I can still see you.
Here's my mom's leftover dinner. So I was
Okay.
like, I could just throw that out, or I could eat it.
Or you just eat it.
Yeah.
Also acceptable.
Because Dave made a whole bunch of food to take to this guy's last day of work or whatever. And he made some for us, but he brought all of it over. And so I was like, well, I don't want to eat as much as I want because I want to make sure these guys have plenty to
Right.
eat.
Have some
So-
and then finish it.
Yeah.
Oh, I finished. Speaking of finishing it, I finished. Well, I didn't finish. I caught up on Severance. So I hate it.
Yeah. I didn't like the end.
There's a comic book titled Just a Pilgrim, and like the entire book, the guy is living by the code of a book he doesn't understand. It's the Bible, right? But he doesn't understand it. But he's living by the things he's learned through the Bible, and he's trying to enrich other people's lives with the things he's learned through the Bible.
Yeah.
And so he gets to the point where we're leaving the Forsaken Earth because, God, who knows? Bombs. A satellite shot a hole in the ozone layer and the planet burst into flames. Who knows? It's not important. But we're in a post-apocalypse sort of situation. And so we get to the point where we can like escape, we can leave and terraform a new planet. And so he's like, all right, let's go. And then at the last second, he's like, get rid of this though. It's only caused problems. And like throws the book out of the ship before they leave. And I'm like, your entire story was based on this.
Yeah.
And then you did the thing that you said you were here to do.
Yeah.
And then you just went, nah, actually, I don't really want to do that. And like, yeah, the whole final 3 episodes of that season were bullshit.
Pretty much.
Which show?
Severance.
Oh, okay.
I was sitting there and I was like, well, this episode's boring as fuck. And I'm not like, it's not pushing the story along at all. As the one where the what's her name, the old lady, just like lays in bed all day because her mom died. And it's like, that didn't fucking do anything for the story. That didn't move anything along. I still have no idea what the fuck was going on there.
Right.
And then the next episode is just Adam Scott arguing with himself.
What? That one was weird. I was like huh.
I was cool with it at first, but then it was like, when you realize the chaos of what is going on back and forth, it's like he walks into the building, he shoots a 2-minute video, he walks out of the building, he shoots a 2-minute video, he walks back in the building, and it's just like, at first I'm like, okay, this is kind of interesting, this is kind of funny how like you're communicating with your innie and you're back and forth.
Yeah.
But then it's like his argument, like the innie said, your argument has no benefit to me.
Right.
Like why would I want to be with your wife? I already found someone I like. And so yeah, and then the innie's like, fuck you, like get out in the regular world, lady. Like, you're out in the real world now. You don't know what's going on. You don't even know who you are. But you know me, and I'm going that way. Stupid. Ben Stiller should be ashamed.
It's just weird. Excuse me. Okay.
Is it like weird for the sake of being weird? Those things I usually can't stand.
No. It's got several points. And it follows at least the storyline, but it like throws a big fucking swerve into the story too.
For the sake, and the swerve feels like it's just for the sake of the swerve.
It feels like it's to prolong the show so that
Yeah.
Apple keeps paying them.
Yeah, because if they solve the problem they've been trying to solve for 2 seasons, then
Right.
we solved the problem. But I was under the impression it was only a 2-season show, and then I was like,
yeah, I would have
I had
been
to
okay with it ending.
I was looking it up. Like, there's a season 3. Like, now I'm contemplating, am I going to be along for the ride?
Have you started Slow Horses?
I finished Severance like a day and a half ago. Yeah, I've got to have a small refractory.
Yeah,
period.
I get you. Before we start, which is like 2 minutes, but I got to go change channels in one. Notes are Thunderbolts, Heidi's ex, Jake's job, and Skylar's movie idea.
And Jake's movie idea.
Jake's movie idea? I'll write that down.
Plural.
And Dave's idea.
Dave, you look like a Sith Lord. I didn't say Jabba the Hutt.
No, that's just my laugh.
I'm just fat. I'm just a fat guy.
Hey,
That's what Brian says when we played Call of Duty with him. He's like, every time Dave says something he thinks is funny, all I hear is. You remember that?
Yeah.
He's like, no one will laugh, but Dave thought it was clever, and you hear.
It's true though. You do. Yeah.
I do
It's a
be
thing.
doing that.
He do be doing it.
He do be do. Scooby Dooby
Dooby
Doo.
doo. What do we want to start with?
I figure we'll just fly by the seat of our pants like we
Thunderbolts
usually
is probably the shortest.
do. Yeah, let's start with that.
Which still
Yeah.
might be 5 to 10 minutes.
Most relevant.
I'm gonna go change channels.
Go change the
Changing
channel.
channels. We were just talking about. He said, I wish there was a channel timer on whatever TV they've got. So at a certain time, it just automatically changes the time. Or changes the channel.
If you have a DVR, it does that. It'll do that.
He said, I've never seen it in action, but he said that when they had direct TV, they could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that makes
tracks.
sense.
What?
Hey,
Did I show you this? Full-size football from the spring game. Like, this is an OSAA football. This is the same football as we use because we got them from the National Guard.
No shit.
Just got a full S. It wasn't pumped up, but I'm like, I've tailgated before. I have a pump.
You're like, I can acquire one.
I had 2 pumps, I think.
So you can pump up the jam.
Pump up the jam.
Yeah.
Pump it up.
All right, man.
Hey.
You ready for a good ass show?
You.
You.
That's my voice.
You.
Cool.
Hey, baby.
All right, here we are. We're back again. It's another edition. It's another episode of my show. And you might have recognized them from sniffing bicycle seats at your local community college. It's Dave.
They smell good. I wasn't even trying to do a voice there. This is my allergies.
Smell you.
Hey,
Yeah, that's actually the reason why I dropped all my classes. It was just the persecution. I couldn't handle it.
Well, you're late to too many classes because you're out there sniffing bicycles.
You're not late to something you pay for. All right.
Ooh.
Whoa.
That is a good argument.
How can I be late if I'm paying for it?
That's a new argument at the doctor's.
Ding.
Yeah. Yeah. That's.
Whoa.
If you're-
Daves of wisdom.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with his movie Daves of Thunder.
Yeah, which has Dave.
It's just me. It's just me shirtless running, all oiled up.
In a thunderstorm.
That's chariots of fire. That'd be Daves of fire.
I'm gonna write that down as a possible early leader.
Wait, new game. Replace a noun in a movie title with Dave.
Well, I just did.
It did it.
Yeah, because it just told you.
End of Dave's.
End of Dave's. Here's one. I'm going to break the format, but Apocalypse Dave.
It's just me running around the jungles of Vietnam in a very short shorts and a bandana.
Drinking a Dave flavored Coke.
Drinking a Dave flavored Coke.
Dave flavored. Are you...
Speaking of Dave flavored Cokes, man to my right or left, whatever your screen sees, looking tighter than dick skin. Robin.
Oh my god. Like a foreskin parka, here I am. God damn it.
That one got him.
Oh, well, my lungs feel like I did cardio. What'd you say?
That was the one I told Robin the other day. I was like, hey, I got a new cold on. Cold intro.
Yeah, I like it. Anyway, enough about foreskin parkas. Bringing it back around, the man with no foreskin parkas. I don't know, actually.
I'm Jewish.
Hey,
Jewish.
Shalom. It's the hoop snake known as Jake.
It's me, one take Jake back in the saddle again. I hit the first one, I missed the second one.
First?
Mm-hmm.
That's
third
it. We're electing a new Jake.
That's fine.
It's green smoke.
It's that tracks.
Right?
Yeah, this is you just see a bong stick out the window and just a new Jake has been elected.
A new Jake has been elected is the name of the episode right now.
There we go. I'll take it.
I was at Robin's and the news was talking about the getting the new pope, and the black smoke comes. They're showing a video of the black smoke rolling. I was like, well, I'm glad they made a decision.
Yeah, what would happen? It's a black joke.
It's a black.
In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't know, one of the runners up for the new pope.
Runners
black.
up.
Well, they had a bunch of them. So like I put on Good Morning America like I normally do in the morning, and it's just the popes, or not the popes, but the Cardinals, not
the wannabe popes,
not the Arizona or St. Louis ones. No.
Or Chicago if you're old.
Yeah, they're just like going through doing their prayer and then saying that they'll be fair or whatever. I don't know. It didn't rhyme when they said it because it was in Italian, but
probably Latin.
Dave speaks the second most Italian, so he could have probably interpreted it.
Dies tu Domine ona sanis requiem.
Yeah.
Yep. Denominated Patrick.
But anyway, there were a bunch of black dudes. I was like, oh, that's kind of surprising. But then they said, oh, they're from Africa and this. I was like, oh, okay, I got you.
Brazil.
10 of them are from America.
The Netherlands.
Not the black ones, just the 10 cardinals.
Yeah, that's what we need, an American pope.
They said there's never been an American.
There's probably a reason for that.
I don't think there
they
ever
have
will
to speak
be.
Italian. Well, part of it is they have to speak Italian.
And part of it is that America's only been around for 250 years.
That also doesn't help.
Yeah.
We didn't get any popes in before 1776.
Nope,
It was
not
crazy.
one.
They're actually electing Trump to be the new pope. Welcome to the Vatican.
Did you see that? Did you see the picture that the White House posted? I'm like,
my goodness.
What are you guys doing?
I did not see that, and now I want to laugh at it.
Oh, it's fantastic
it's
in the most WWE way.
That's awesome.
I'm not sure what was better, the Pope or the Darth Trump picture.
That was pretty solid.
Oh, wait, you know what? I did see it because the picture of Pope Trump and then the old trans last dinner from the Olympics.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and they're just like...
The one where people were like, oh, you guys don't understand Greek mythology at all, do you?
This is from Donald Trump posting it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of funny.
First off, nobody's
first rule.
No more. Yeah.
He doesn't know how it works. He's like, I'm going to be making a lot of rules.
The executive order from the Pope.
I spoke to GD.
He
says he's a great God. People are saying.
Now think about this. This is what there's been a lot of people in their lives who live, a lot of people in their lives, listen to me, words are easy. There've been a lot of people who have lived their lives with one British monarch and one pope. Like, because for a long time, like Pope John Paul was a pope for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wild to me to think that we've lived through like 5 papacies at this point, and we've seen a new monarch in England, and it's not unlikely that we'll see another one.
Right.
But for the longest time, there have been scores and countless people who only lived with one pope and one British monarch, and that's crazy to me.
Yeah. Well, the monarch thing is interesting because they, like it goes by generations and whatever. And if somebody lives for a long time, well, that means the next one in line is probably also going to be old. Yeah. And then it slowly tends to creep backwards.
Mm-hmm. If a bunch of people start dying before the monarch does.
Exactly. And now with medicine the way it is, like, we're probably not going to see another 18-year-old monarch for England.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But it could happen.
That'd be crazy, though.
Yeah.
They start enacting the whole thing from that movie, The Kingsman, where like 18-year-old just starts declaring, "Hey, this is my land now."
It's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, what is this? It is mine.
Check out my Skibidi Throne.
That could be an episode name as well.
Hang on, Dave. You're getting like a 30-second mute for that one. All right, Dave's mute for 30 seconds.
Hey, do you have to hear that word or something?
Do I have to hear it? No, not when I mute Dave.
No, I mean like from the chillins.
No, I have banned all of that.
Because my kid and her cousin, they don't use that bullshit.
They tried it for a short period of time. All right, Dave, you're unsuspended. I
heard anyway. You've been shunned.
You've been shunned.
Unshunned.
That's one technical foul, Dave. If you get another one, I'm gonna have to run you. But no, it was funny because my kids were around one of their friends. They were visiting for a play date or whatever, and one of them said something, one of those fucking brain rot phrases, and my kid's like, "No, we don't do that here." Like, no, we don't do that here.
We don't do that here.
He's like, my dad.
Put your shit back on, white boy.
He's like, my dad hates brain rot. I'm like, yeah, because it's literally called brain rot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's something called they're coming, and this is permanent.
Oh God. Oh, so Dave and I saw a movie.
Yeah.
Fucking pretty good. It's called Thunderbolts. Well, then they changed the name to New Avengers. Did you see that? Like
that
3 days after it came out.
By Thunderbolts the whole time. It was Thunderbolts asterisk, and everyone's like, "Ooh, what's the asterisk about?" And then all the nerds were like, "Oh, New Avengers." And then MCU was like, "We'll see."
I'm gonna check IMDb because I'm wondering if they still have it listed as Thunderbolts. Because Marvel, like literally, it was like Friday or Saturday, they started unveiling new posters that said the New Avengers.
New Avengers, yeah. Do you see the videos of Sebastian Stan putting them up?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thunderbolts is still on IMDb.
Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me.
Galileo.
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 Galileo Figaro.
Magnifico. No. That's your
Mamma mia, Mamma mia.
Mamma mia, let me go.
Yeah. Sorry, you started this.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
You did this. You did this, listeners.
So, without giving any spoilers, what would you say about the movie, Dave?
I love the ending when
not that not that I got really even close to giving up on MCU, because I'm still going to watch it even if they come out with something that I don't like. I'm still going to watch it and follow the show, follow the story, see where they're taking it. I've invested 20 some years of my life watching these movies. Like, wow, I'll probably die before. Yeah.
Came out. Iron Man was 2008.
Yeah. Okay, so we're coming up
So
on
we're
20 years of that.
15, 16 years, 17 years, 17 years. Yeah.
Hmm?
It's pretty impressive.
Math. Power math.
Yeah.
He's not a math Asian, folks. He's
How
a
about the
cooking
power
Asian.
to move you?
Power of It's telekinesis, Kyle. But okay, so even if they come out with stuff I don't really enjoy, and I think they kind of went the wrong direction with it, I'm not picking anything in particular.
Mm-hmm.
I will still watch it, but I also have a really awesome ability to just separate.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, separate. I don't care that this is connected to the MCU. I'm going to pretend it's not. Was it enjoyable?
I wish I could do that.
But when there's the connection and it's good, I really like it.
Yeah.
I will say about Thunderbolts, it was the first movie in a while that got me re-excited about what's to come. Not like, okay, I guess we'll see what happens next. Like, now I want to know what happens next.
Well, and then it did directly set up the next MCU movie. Not to spoil anything, but it does.
But like, okay, like the last Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
That didn't get me excited about what happens next.
Oh, really?
Well, I think that also got overshadowed by Jonathan Majors' court case, and now he's so at like the Ant-Man time, I was just like, all right, this is a one-off. I enjoyed it as a one-off. Great. But because of the Jonathan Majors story, it was kind of just like, okay, whatever.
So I've read in a few places that they're bringing him back just to get killed by Doom. So they'll have Jonathan Majors in Doomsday to get killed.
Mm-hmm.
And then because it's a multiverse, down the road, they'll bring him back probably. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like 6 trillion of them.
Yeah, exactly. But
I could see it happen. It kind of sounds. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, that was just it. Okay. I was just.
Yeah. I was gonna say I could see him doing that because I could see as an actor feeling slighted.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, you're just gonna bring me back to kill me. Like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. But the reason I say I could see that him doing that because I watched an interview with him the other day and he was talking about the court case and kind of getting blacklisted a little bit. And he's just like, I've got to pay my dues. Like, think mistakes were made, decisions were wrong. He's like, I had to. He's like, whether or not, and I don't know all the details of it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, whether or not I won or lost, he's like, I'm still gonna have the stigma, so I've got to do what I got to do if I want to keep doing the job I love doing.
Yeah.
So, and with that being said, I could see him being like, yeah, I'll take a pay cut, kill me off. Let's just get the story going.
I would also say that there's a big motivator in getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you're doing in the role.
Because they're still going to pay him at least $1 million. Yeah. Even if he's only on the screen for 5 minutes. Like.
That's what Harrison Ford said. And then like, what brought you to like playing a big red monster? He's like, I don't know if you know this, but they pay me to do these things.
Yeah.
It was like, and he's like, it's money. That's how you get me to do stupid things in front of a screen. It's money. And I was like, thank you, Harrison Ford.
He probably made 10 to 15 million for that movie.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing what people will do for money.
That's for sure. He'll probably be back. So more movies with that. But anyway, back to the movie. Like Dave said, we didn't say it on here, but like the story was just good. It kept you interested. It's a different Marvel movie than any of the others. And Yelena, Florence Pugh, she's pretty fucking awesome in the movie. Like all of her parts. Red Guardian is hilarious. Bucky is Bucky,
Yeah, like there's no like weird change. We're like, oh, let's make Bucky funny.
Right.
Or let's make him more personable. He's still Bucky. He's still the Winter Soldier who knows that he was the Winter Soldier, but he's Bucky Barnes.
Yeah.
Like he's still kind of a brooding character.
Yeah. So it was good overall. I mean, like without ruining anything or giving anything away. I mean, Bob, we can say Bob. without
Bob
ruining
had bitch
anything.
tits.
Huh?
Bob had bitch tits.
No, different Bob. But Bob is pretty cool. Like his character and what he goes through. You'll see. You'll like it, I think.
You like it, and I should see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Check.
I mean, you can wait. You can wait till it's streaming.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch it again. It was good enough. I would go back and watch it in the theater if I had free time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening. Danny McBride was talking about the theater issue, and he said like, well, what do you think the problem is? He's like, the problem is everyone's TVs are too nice. He's like, why would you spend all this money unless you have? He's like, I'll tell you, like in L.A. he said in L.A., New York, they have beautiful, majestic theaters. Yeah. Where I live in Charleston, South Carolina, my TV is better than the movie theater.
Yeah.
Like, so my seat's comfortable, my snacks are cheaper.
Exactly. And I don't have someone kicking the back of my seat randomly.
That's true.
And it's like, why would it's so expensive to go. And honestly, like I'll ask you guys, would you care about concession prices? I mean, you pay them if you get them because that is what it is. But you're always begrudging when you do it. Would you care as much if the ticket for the movie itself was $5?
I'd go more.
Yeah, you can always get snacks in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I get a pretty good price on tickets though.
Yeah, you got
their vendor discounts actually a lot.
It's like
more
30%.
solid than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, do you have a student veteran discount?
The last movie, I bought the tickets with the veteran. I just clicked veteran tickets, and they never checked, they never asked, but they told us last time or time before that we went that he can buy 2 tickets and with his veterans discount. So, yeah.
He's going.
If they check,
I'll be
then
there.
He's there. So, yeah.
The only other thing I gotta say about
Oh no, finish.
The only thing I gotta say about Bob. Did you catch who that actor was?
I don't recognize him from anything.
He was in the new Maverick, in the new Top Gun movie.
Oh.
Was he?
And and you know what his call sign on that? Because when they're all standing around playing
was
pool,
it
telling
Bob?
each other his call sign was Bob.
That's funny.
Yep.
That's some good shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that got canceled.
The only reason I caught that was somebody posted just 2 clips of him just saying, "Oh, I'm Bob," because he says it in both movies, and I'm like, that's hilarious, and I like it.
Pretty good.
If I were an actor, it'd be my goal from that point forward to do roles only named Bob.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm looking it up.
Like, oh, I'm Bob.
He's making them at night.
He's making them at night.
I sent Robin a video of.
Oh yeah.
They're looking
he's Bob. That's funny.
That's funny. Ding. They were looking at a golf bag, and it says "Always down for golf." This is like, well, Mike, are you always down for golf? And they cut to this Asian dude with Down syndrome, and he's like, "Yes, I am."
Did you see the Mexican guy with Down syndrome coming out of his pickup, and someone says he's making quesadillas at night?
Nope, but I like it.
Yep.
I genuinely appreciate the awareness around Down syndrome that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Because like growing up, I had been around a few people with Down syndrome, but I never really understood it. I just understood that they were not the same as everybody else.
Yeah.
But like seeing, as I've gotten older, like seeing adults, because like I was always like, how can we never see like older people with Down syndrome? You only ever see kids with Down syndrome. And then like now I see adults with Down syndrome, and I think a lot of it has to do with the internet.
Yeah.
But it was just something I was like, what happens when they become adults? Because I had never seen adults with Down syndrome.
Or there's like a model or two that have Down syndrome. I'm like, hold up.
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of models, you should look at your Instagram, Robin.
Okay.
There's been I've been seeing a lot of videos
I know
online.
where this is going.
A lot of videos online of like chicks with Down syndrome in like workout gear and being like, does me having Down syndrome like be a problem for you? And then I'll keep scrolling and then I'll see the same exact video and the girl's face is normal. And I was like, oh, people are just putting Down syndrome filters on people. And
that's
then
fucked up.
getting and then getting fucking
engagement baiting.
Yeah.
How is this on Instagram? Go Ducks.
Go Ducks. I don't know, man.
I'm sending it to Dave.
Yep, I don't see it now.
Yeah, Dave, you might want to look at your Instagram.
Good Lord.
Every time I open it, opens up to like every time I open up to Instagram, I'll see some sort of lady shaking jiggly bits at me. It makes me not want to go on the Instagram at work.
All low.
Yeah. All right. Our 5 to 10 minutes has now turned into 23.
Well, I mean, that's the way she goes. That's my show in a nutshell.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I remember back in the day, be like, okay, we have this to talk about, we have this to talk about, and we have this to talk about, and each one of those is going to take 20 minutes, and then we would talk about one of those things for an hour.
Yeah.
Oh. I followed that video and then I went to the actual account. It's not worth following.
Oh,
they just stole that video from somebody.
That's fine. The video is all that matters, Dave.
Yeah. Okay, what are we talking about?
Let's hear about Shu Eiler's movie idea.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you texted it to me and I read it and then I was late for work. So I didn't answer.
I'm kind of pumped about this idea. So his idea was he wants to do a horror movie.
A horror movie?
Horror. No W.
Horror.
Where
horticulture.
Where it's the protagonist or alien, or not alien, but the bad guy, the villain, is just a regular ass dude. But he's on a planet where the sun is really bright there.
Mm-hmm.
And the people are weak and small, and everything that is normal for humans is like poison towards them. He touches their skin, and his oils are like an acid to them. His breath, because he's in a very oxygen-rich environment and no CO2, his CO2 is like poison, will kill them. And so I went off of that and I was like, imagine it's a alien planet that a regular ass dude just shows up in Elon Musk's big rocket, and he's like Sheldon Cooper is the guy, and he's running around at night because
he's making them
at night. Their nighttime is about as bright to a human as it is on like a cloudy day, but to them it's dark because they're so used to how bright the sun is. So he's only moving around at night. When he talks, it's just muffled like Kenny. Like he's still speaking English, but they're like, yeah, they don't understand it. So you're watching the movie from their perspective. We're not going to have you read subtitles the whole time. They'll speak English, but you'll know that it's the alien language somehow. Figure that out. And
you just have to make some sort of brain technology.
But you could do a whole bunch of stuff off of that. Like if he touches them, like say they have hollow bones like birds, and he pushes somebody away from him, he burns their skin and breaks like 6 bones because he's super strong.
My only problem with this is that it sounds a lot like inverted Superman.
I don't know what that is.
Well, you see, Superman's powers are derived from Earth's yellow sun. When he was on Krypton, they had a red sun, and he was just a regular jerk-off like everybody else. But when he was enriched by the power of Earth's yellow sun, he became Superman.
He's not getting any stronger. He's just bigger. Like, he's like a 6'4", 6'3", 6'2", something like somewhere in there.
Yeah.
They're not, like midget.
He's not getting superpowers.
Pygmy size. He's not strong. He just seems strong to them because like he's like frail. A giant. And one of the things I suggested was like maybe they're an advanced civilization that has never had conflict, so they don't have weapons. But he's got like, I don't know, like
a rock,
just a gun or something. Yeah, or just throws things at him or makes a bow and arrow because he's like, I gotta protect myself. I don't know what's out here. Like, who knows what it is?
I can get more behind that. My initial Superman in reverse issues have been allayed.
All right.
I can get behind that. I like that idea.
It sounds fun. Like, I feel like we could go a long ways from that premise.
I liked the hollow bones thing. Like that was.
I suggested that, and then I suggested that the title of it just be called Human. Like, instead of Alien.
Get the perfect name, guys. It's Chronicles of Riddick.
And then you get another human to show up there to like try to rescue him, and then it's humans.
And then there's like a Statue of Liberty that's on the like broken. It's like, you maniacs.
Could be. I mean, or you could just do whatever you want. Like, you could just make up the whole thing.
I can get behind that.
Sounds fun. Like, maybe their houses to them are really tough, but to him, like, he could just move stuff and like rip the roof off or something. Door off. Yeah.
What? Whoa! Hang on, I'm on to it. I got it. He lands on a planet that is populated by anthropomorphic wasp people, and so all their houses are made of paper.
There you go.
And they have exoskeletons, and so when he punches one of them, he literally punches through their face.
Yes, I like it.
And nobody likes wasps, so there won't be any sort of like, this is just apartheid, but with a robot.
But because they're peaceful wasps, they don't have stingers.
Yeah, they got rid of their stingers because
they
evolved past the stingers.
Mm-hmm.
A
few of the bad wasps.
They could still have like
stinging
the hive,
people for each other's
like
honey.
The hive mentality though, where like if you attack one, but they're peaceful. But
peaceful
then maybe they alert the
peaceful
others.
Does not mean nonviolent.
Right.
You attack one and they all show up and apologize to you.
And they might have like a queen. Say he decimates the planet because he killed the queen or something, and they all die or something. Or don't have a leader, and he's their leader.
There's a peace treaty where he has to bang the queen bee.
And she's just laying there like...
All right, you guys work on the movie. I'll work on the porn version. You guys work
Dave's
on the movie.
already working on branding.
He's like, let us fuck.
Anyway,
my turn to sting you.
The basic idea. I think it sounds pretty fucking cool.
It's not a bad idea.
Copyright that.
Send it in the mail to ourselves.
A verbal copyright. Can't steal that.
It's okay. Nobody's listening.
I declare copyright.
I declare copyright. So I have a couple, since we're talking about movie ideas.
Yeah.
I have a couple movie ideas. And they're in the found film genre.
Okay.
Or the similar to like Blair Witch Project.
Mm-hmm.
But we're updating it to Instagram.
Okay.
So essentially both of these movies would play out on Instagram Live. So the entire movie you're watching, I mean, we wouldn't have it be portrait. We would have it be landscape. But every video you see in both of these films, because they're both based around Instagram, you would see up at the top, you would see their handle. Like, and this happened 4 hours ago. This happened 3 hours ago. This happened 2 hours, so on and so forth. 14 minutes ago, this happened.
Yeah.
So the first idea I had, and also it gives the viewer a ticking clock.
Okay.
Because they'll be like, oh God, this happened 14 minutes ago. We're approaching now.
To film it though, you could start it out like with just that on the screen, and then it just fills out.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
So you start out with that. You know that you're on Instagram, and then it just fills out, and it still keeps the little Instagram thing, or maybe it goes away when you fill it out.
Yeah.
And then every time you go to 2 hours ago, it goes back to that and then fills out.
That could be, I like that.
No, it starts in portrait mode every time, and then you hear Robin, at least record in landscape.
Right.
And they're like, oh, yeah. And then turn.
At least recorded landscape would definitely be a line of dialogue.
Yeah.
Right.
So the first movie idea I had is a little bit of a, admittedly, it's a bit of a power fantasy.
Okay.
I had the idea of some neo-Nazi being on Instagram talking his shit, and in the middle of his Sieg Heil, he just gets fucking rocked. Like all you see come across the screen is just a fist, and just lays him the fuck out, and the phone clatters to the ground, and all you see is this dude just getting the dog walked on him, just getting the shit just kicked out of him.
That's where you cut. So you start in that portrait. They get clocked. You don't see them. The phone falls. When it gets picked back up, it's in landscape.
Yeah.
And then you're seeing the fight or whatever it is.
So
someone Johnny Somali is him.
Yeah, and then our protagonist picks up the phone, and he's standing on a street corner. He's like, "Oh hey, I got Mike Johnson's phone here. I'm on Holgate and Occidental. Any one of you motherfuckers want to come get it? I'm coming to see you." And then the rest of the movie is basically just him kicking the shit out of Nazis on Instagram.
I like it.
And like every video is another clip of him just either bashing a guy or whatever. And then of course he gets overcome, and then look at him now, and then spit on the camera sort of thing.
So you do that for like 15, 20 minutes. You see him get his ass beat, and then somebody else picks up the phone and is like, yeah, Nazi this, whatever. And then he gets fucking dropped by someone else that was also watching that live feed going, man, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm next.
Yeah. And then he comes and saves the guy. And then you got a roving gang of anti-Nazi dudes.
You could almost do it like if you did it in 22-minute segments, you've got a show. Call it Nazi Knockout.
Yeah. Or
I did not see that.
Yeah, I did not see coming. Oh man, that's funny. Dang.
It started to make me think of that one movie, Hardcore Henry. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
No.
I remember that.
It's not the same premise, but it's a whole action movie in first-person view.
Yeah. I remember that now.
I never watched it.
Oh, no, I don't think anyone else did either.
Yeah, I just thought of it.
I just lost track of where I was in the movie, and I don't know if I bought it or rented it, but either way, it was around.
I don't see it on your Fandango when I look at it. So
yeah, maybe I didn't buy it. Maybe I rented it and just got bored with it. What's the other one?
The other idea I had, it's all based in a hype house. Are you guys familiar with the concept of a hype house?
Mm-hmm.
Where all those influencers go to influence?
Yeah. So
does it burn?
It can.
Should.
This one is a slasher flick.
I like that too.
And everyone is doing their videos, and everyone dies on Instagram Live. And in the meantime, like, they're trying to figure out what's going on. Like, oh, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Oh God, I got it. Hey, what's going? Like, where's Mark? Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? Fucking dead.
Okay.
And just a slasher film inside a hype house.
Gotcha.
Give me a sec.
Dave's on something here.
I'm not trying to shit on your idea, but I think that's a thing already.
It sounds like a movie that I saw the trailer for.
Well, then it was a good idea, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good enough that someone else had it too.
Well, it's up there when people say like the movie Rubber got made.
Rubber?
Rubber is about a tire that becomes sentient and kills people.
Oh.
I do want to see Murderbot.
Murderbot.
With one of the Skarsgårds. He plays an android security robot.
Oh, I saw that on something.
He gets a glitch and then he gets sentience, and he's like, "This is a dumb job." I hate humans. But he can't like fully come out and be like, I'm sentient. So he gets basically bought by this team of scientists, and the whole story is him getting humanity, and they realize, oh, he's sentient. We can't just be dicks to him.
Yeah, when we didn't think he was sentient, we could fuck around all we wanted. But now that we know he's a cool guy.
Right. Upcoming movie called Skill House is set in a TikTok-style mansion where influencers live together in a twisted competition for followers, but instead of cancellation, the price of failure is death. Think Saw meets Hype House and throw in 50 Cent with a vengeance.
So similar. Same,
but different. Yeah. I mean, if you can do Deep Impact and
same time, yeah.
And what was the other one?
Armageddon.
Yeah.
I almost said Apocalypse.
I mean, they do that all the time.
Yeah.
Ralph Fiennes just came out with a movie about the Odyssey, and now
Peter Jackson's filming the Odyssey.
Doing the Odyssey.
Peter Jackson's like, hey, I didn't do very good with Percy Jackson. I want to do more mythology shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the cast for that movie looks crazy, though.
Mm-hmm. Matt Damon actually looks kind of like a badass.
Matt Damon. Yeah.
Matt Damon. Is Matt Damon Odysseus?
No, I want to say
he was Homer.
Oh, is he?
I thought. No, I'll look it up, see if it's on IMDb.
For some reason, I thought he was I can't remember the name, so let's pass.
Dave, do you know who I think the best Odysseus was on screen?
Who?
Wishbone.
Greatest Odysseus ever.
Yeah, I am Odysseus floating on this raft.
I do want to see that Ralph Fiennes one though, because
he's Odysseus. Yeah.
Oh, he is. Oh, okay. So Matt Damon's gonna be Odysseus.
Yeah, John Barenthal's in it. Benny Safdie, Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Charlize Theron. Oh shit, Zendaya.
Nice.
Jake's in.
I was
Elliot Page.
I'm confused.
Because Elliot Page. Elliot Page was, what was her name? She played Juno. Ellen Page. Yeah.
I was like, I don't even know who. I was like, I don't know who Elliot Page is. I'm just gonna sit over here in silence.
So, I don't know who Cosmo Jarvis is. This guy, he's in it.
Looks familiar.
He looks like the guy that pumps your gas.
One of those fucking war movies.
Like pumps your ass.
Maybe it was Warfare.
He looks like Kenner with hair.
Peaky Blinders.
All right, Peaky Blinders.
But unrelated, but the name Jarvis just reminded me of a story I heard the other day.
About Iron Man.
The Riddle shop teacher, whose last name happens to be Jarvis, just got fired. And I was like, what did he get fired for? Apparently at 2 a.m, he commented on somebody's Snapchat, I want to lick your fucking abs.
Somebody, as in a student?
A student chick. Yeah. Like, bro.
A lot of things you can do.
And then after that came out, a whole bunch of other girls were like, oh yeah, he said creepy stuff to us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always how it happens. Like, I wish.
Oh, you know who he is? Well, kind of.
I do.
Remember Shanel?
Yes.
Shayna, her dad.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
If you told me that he got fired and made me guess, I'd be like, oh, he lost it on some kid, like bad, because he was always like this close to fucking losing his shit all the time back in the day.
Oh, he was a gym teacher?
Yeah.
No, he was just a blue collar angry dude.
Oh, he would have made a great gym teacher.
What was that? What was that type of house? Not flop house. Hype house.
Halfway house.
Hype house.
Oh, hype house.
I forgot to write notes. I got
all these houses and a housing crisis. Jesus.
Oh God. Let's see.
I wish that people would be upfront with children as to why their teachers are gone. And just like, you don't have to tell them specifically, like, oh yeah, he was sending pictures of his dick to everybody.
Right.
But like, you can tell a child, like, hey, he was having he was trying to have inappropriate relationships with kids.
We're just saying things he shouldn't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I had a teacher, like I went to private school, and one day a teacher I really looked up to, like we had gone to like the high school championship football games and stuff, like as a small group. Like he took me to Autzen Stadium to watch football games, and then just one day he just wasn't at school anymore.
Yeah.
And no one would talk about it, and no one would say why. And then it finally came out that like he did some inappropriate shit. And I'm sitting there and I was like, well, I wish I would have known. Because like, even at 11 years old, if you tell me, hey, you should probably stay away from that adult, I would. Because like, I remember afterwards, I was waiting to get picked up from school because my parents were always late. And he showed up to pick up his banker's box of shit. And I was like, Mr. Johnson, hi, good to see you. How you doing? You know, but like, had somebody told me, hey, you need to stay away from that guy,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gone and done that.
Right.
You know, and then potentially open myself up to something I don't need to be involved in.
Schools are pretty shady about shit like that. Like,
oh my God,
I'm on your side, because they will just fire somebody and then let the rumor mill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, you know what? Really
Oh, we can't tell you, it's confidential. I'm like, bullshit. Somebody knows and they're gonna tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I will find out.
Also, how old is he now? 50 something?
He's got to be closer to 60.
Getting on Snapchat and having Snapchat. Like, when Robin and I coached high school football together, I declined every single like friend request. I'm like,
I still get them, and I'm like, no, we're not friends.
I want to say I'm like Facebook. I'm Facebook friends with a couple of them, but I'm not on Facebook.
Right, and they're all like,
and they're like
probably 20s at least.
Mid-20s now.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Yeah, but for like while they're in school, I'm like, yeah, we're not friends.
We're not friends.
I might BS with you and crack jokes because I'm your coach and we're having a good time, but I'm not talking to you outside of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you see me in the street, no, you didn't.
Yeah. I don't have that problem. I still will be like, hey, what's up? But also, like, literally at the same time, I will not know who most of them are. They'll be like, hey, Miller, what's up? And I'm like, hey, guy.
Hey, guy.
Yeah.
Wish I knew your name. I don't.
I'm running into it now. Like, it's been 3 years since I coached Nolan's baseball team.
Yeah.
And, like, I still get parents coming up to me and saying, hey, coach, how you doing? I'm like, hey, guy. You know, same sort of thing. Like, how's your kid doing? Please say your kid's name. Please say your kid's name. I'm like, oh, yeah, Archer's doing great. I'm like, oh, okay, that's means his.
Yeah, Archer. See,
Archer.
I'm not going to say I've mastered it, but I'm pretty good at having conversations with people and never asking or guessing the name, or like, I avoid that.
You give it the context clues.
Yeah, I don't even care. I'm like, yeah, oh, hey. And your kid doing good? Like, I'll use the term your kid, you know, like, it works.
Right.
And then usually, like you say, you may be hoping for it, but they almost always say one or two kids' names. And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I remember them.
Oh,
like,
I got you locked in. Yeah.
I don't usually let on that I just had the light bulb turn on, but it happens.
Especially nowadays, you're like, oh, which one's your kid? Oh, it's Braylon. Which fucking one?
Yeah, you gotta be more specific there.
Yeah.
We've got Maddox, we've got Maxiel, we've got Madden, we've got Maddie.
Dude, the first time I see a kid named Madden, I'm definitely making fun of them.
Oh!
Yeah. Right. Hey, here's a guy who, when he runs, he goes faster.
You see a young man who's not executing the way he needs to in the hole.
You're in class and he fails a test or something.
Boom.
Now here's a guy that even though he studies, he still fails.
Hey, here's your Brett Favre. He's gonna throw that ball and he's gonna catch it and it's gonna be a touchdown.
Boom.
Okay.
Like, but why? But why, John?
Turducken.
Because in the game of football, the team that scores the most usually wins.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people. That was Boomer Esiason said that. It was actually Boomer Esiason said that.
No, but there was one of the guys, Frank Caliendo. That was his impression.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was his Madden.
Wow, yippee.
Yeah.
Yep, that one.
My turn or yours?
Yours.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Definitely yours.
Almost went to jail yesterday.
Story time with Robin.
Yeah, story time. Dun-dun-dun. Oh, wait, wrong music. Anyway.
It's not a game show.
No. So my sister, 30 days ago, brought her ex... she brought her ex-husband to live with her down here in Myrtle Creek, which he's your ex-husband for a reason. One of those is that he got another chick pregnant while you guys were either together or separated. Regardless, had a kid since you guys were apart. She moves him down here, whatever. He's making everybody miserable. She's sick of him finally. And he has a phone that she bought, handed to him and said, here's a phone. It's on my name, whatever, use it. She wants the phone back because he's going back to Portland. And this was supposed to happen yesterday, that he was supposed to go back to Portland. And she's like, he won't give me the phone. He's saying he'll give me it back when he gets back to Portland and has all his stuff with him. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. And she's like going on and on and on. Finally, I was like, all right, it's my turn to go talk to him. So I walked over there and sat down across from him, like across the living room. And I'm like, hey, are you going to give that phone back? Nothing. 3 to 4 solid minutes. Like I literally just sat there in silence. I'm like, Hey, are you going to give that phone back? I'm busy. You're just sitting there, texting, looking at the phone, whatever you're doing. And I go, it's a yes or no answer. Are you going to give the phone back? Maybe. So I get up, walk over there to him, and I'm standing over him. He's got the phone in his right hand. And I go, I'm going to give you to the count of 5 to give me the phone back. And I held up my hand. 5, 4, 3, 2. At 2, he puts the phone in his pocket and I reach for it. He grabs my wrist and it's fucking on. Because when you grab me, I'm not fucking playing. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, like, I can't tell you the exact order of things, but somehow I end up with a rear naked choke on him because I was like, well, you're fucking giving that phone back. And as I'm choking him,
you're awake for it or not.
Yeah, I'm choking him. He fucking grabs some little poker thing like you clean out a weed pipe with and fucking starts stabbing my arms and hands. And I'm like, well, that's not going to do anything. Just piss me off. So he fucking flops around, ends up on the ground. I get back on top of him and flatten him out. I have like a hook in like UFC, got my leg wrapped around so he can't fucking move. And Heidi's on the phone with 911 because we're fighting. I fucking smash his head into the ground. I'm like, reach in your pocket and get the phone out. Doesn't say anything. He fucking just lays there. I was like, all right, well, get the phone out and get out of here. He's like, doesn't say anything. He's like, get off me or something. I'm like, no. So also somewhere in this point, like I had reached around the front of him and dug 2 fingers into his nostrils and pulled up. Maybe at some point dug a finger into his eye. I don't know. I feel like I did. I felt squishy, wet stuff. As he goes to get up, I fucking went to give him the old Pat McAfee punt.
The old Randy Orton.
But the couch was in the way, so he just caught a knee to the head. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. And he fucking ran out the door. He calls 911. Cops show up. And they tell me, after they interview us both, they fucking gun on him. I'm just standing there watching. I'm like, that's funny. Ding. And they interviewed me or whatever and come back like 20 minutes later. They're like, well, you're in the wrong. And right now, he doesn't want to press charges, but we would have to arrest both of you because this is a domestic, even though you guys have no relation. You have a relationship.
Yep.
And you were in her house, both of you. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And he's like, and robbery. And I'm like, I didn't take anything. And it's her phone. He's like, well, she gave it to him. He knows the number. It's got his personal info on it. And I'm like, that's some bullshit. Like, that's fucked up. Side story. I'm standing there and there's 3 cops standing there by me. And I'm looking at the first one I've been talking to. And then the second one shows up, short, fat, far back. And then my Dave moment happens. I look over and there's a fucking specimen with a full mustache, fully done hair, model looking cop. And I'm like, sorry, god damn, you're a good looking dude. And I was like, he's like, well, thanks. I'm like, anyway, so back to me being almost arrested.
Anyway,
like, but yeah, if anything changes, somebody wants to press charges, you can contact the DA. There's instructions on this card, whatever. And they're like, you guys are gonna let him get in there and get his shit out. And I asked the good looking cop, I'm like, well, how long does he have? They're like, half a day to a day. I'm like, all right, sounds good. And they're like, okay, well, you should probably leave the property. Don't come back out of the property while he's here. You could look into getting a restraining order, which is funny because Heidi ended up calling the cops on him again today because he goes in her house to get his shit and he's got a knife in his hand and starts stabbing things in her hands. Like, what the fuck? So she calls 911 again. Well, I don't know if I should say this on here, but I'm going to anyway. They told her that she needs to file for a restraining order, which they're not supposed to advise people to do things like that, but it's common sense. It makes sense. Which, yeah, so the cops were here again today for that because he's just an idiot. He's telling her he's going to burn down her house and going to kill her. And but he's going to press charges. He's going to press charges on her for attempted murder because she sent me in there to kick his ass. And I'm like, no, she didn't. I said I was going to go talk to you. I was talking to you and you were disrespectful and rude to me. Have the common courtesy to respond to a man when he asks you a question. Don't make him sit there for fucking however long you feel like it because you're busy. Don't be a dick and I won't be a dick. That could have went a different way.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that was the story of me almost going to jail.
Yeah, and even if you are going to give up the phone, there are ways to go about it, man. Like, right. Hey, you know what? Can you give me 10 minutes so I can get my shit off of here?
No, he didn't need 10 minutes. He needed days because this guy doesn't have a license, doesn't have a job. Heidi has him a job at the casino. All he had to do was fill out the paperwork for his casino license. That was literally it. He had the application for 3 weeks and put his name on it 2 days ago. Like, come on, man. You're not even trying. So, yeah.
That's fun.
So fun. So, yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see where that's a deep scratch. That's a puncture. That was actually a straight in puncture. Like, I cleaned it all with peroxide. I think that might be fingernails. I don't know. And then there's I got a couple bruises, but probably from my own doing. I think he headbutted me. My forehead feels, maybe I headbutted him. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Things happen when.
Yeah, like I don't. Because when they ask me, oh, well, what happened? I'm like, in my head, it's all fuzzy. Like I can't.
Like we had a fight.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you a play-by-play of what happened. So, sorry.
Yeah. Well, I'll make mine brief. It's not nearly as exciting as almost going to jail. I got called into the office the other day about apparently my work is substandard and my attitude sucks. To which I said, well, the pay sucks, and and my attitude changed when I realized it wasn't going to change, and my work isn't bad. You're just pointing out tiny shit right now to make me feel like my work is bad. It's like, for instance, hey, this someone was driving and their seatbelt came undone. Like the bolt that goes into the frame of the that.
Like it wasn't torqued to a specific pound or something.
And I'll ask you, how many times do you think I had been told to make sure that the seatbelts were torqued down?
I'm gonna guess 0 to 1.
0 times.
Oh, should took the under.
0 times. Yep. Set the over under at half.
And the under hit.
Anyway, so the owner's talking to me, and he's like, "What's going on?" I said, "Well, originally I reached out to you. I scheduled a meeting to meet with you and talk to you about how much money I was making here and the potentiality of getting a raise. You missed that appointment. You neglected to apologize for missing the appointment and told me that we'll have a conversation as part of a greater conversation with a couple other executives later." I'm like, okay, that's fine. We had that conversation, and it was about a sentence long. And I realized at that point, this was not a negotiation. This was a dictation. And so I started looking for work. And I decided that if you were going to pay me $23 an hour, that you were going to get $23 an hour worth of work. Sure. And he says, well, if you were me, if you were in my situation, what would you do? And I said, well, that's a really loaded question. And I don't really think it's a fair one. But what I would do is I would try to decide what type of leader I want to be and whether I want to reactionarily fire somebody for seeking the thing I refuse to give them. And he didn't like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he immediately responded with, well, it's not about what kind of leader I want to be. And I was like, touched a nerve.
You asked the question.
Yeah.
Don't be mad that the answer isn't what you expected.
Yeah.
Or wanted.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm going to speak my mind, because at this point, it's like I said to the person I originally told I wasn't going to be doing extra work for no money.
Yeah.
I said, well, apparently someday down the road, I'll get more money if I do this. If I don't do it, you're not going to pay me less. You can't pay me less for not doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do it. And I got a whole bunch of, oh, well, we were about to give you this stipend and we were about to do this. I was sending an email to so-and-so. I was like,
Yeah.
And so I worked there for another month at maximum, and then I won't anymore. And I'll be happy to have that place see the back of me.
Yeah. I don't know that I would have said it in the moment, but to his question that he didn't like the answer to, and we were about to do this, my common response is, don't talk about it, be about it. You can say what you want, but until you do something, it's just talk. Like, everybody wants to be a tough guy till a tough guy shows up.
Yeah. And he said,
in principle,
he made the comment, he said, well, I'm not the type of boss who will give a reward and then hope for effort on the backside. And I looked at him and I said, and I'm not the kind of person who does work for free.
Yeah. I'm not doing extra.
Yeah, I'm not doing extra. So, well, these people,
Hey,
they
you
could have been
people.
anywhere in the world. They are here with us. We appreciate that. Check us out on YouTube for the full-blown pre-show edition of this show. It includes the Jake show this week. I didn't get very far into the Jake show, but
just jaking off.
Talking about balls.
Talking about balls. But for this episode, this edition of my show, good night, universe.
Until we meet again. That's a podcast.
Go Ducks.
Go Ducks.
Oh, we didn't talk about the spring sale.
I'm going to say this anyway because next week it's not going to mean as much for the story. So I showed up at Robin's house after everything went down with the ex-brother-in-law.
Yep.
Right? And we're sitting there. He's like, yeah, so I can't go over there anymore. He's like, but you can. And I was like, why? That sounds like a bad, like, why would I go over there? He's like, well, if you go over there and the cops get called, you don't have to go over there anymore. I was like, I don't have to go over there right now.
He's like, I got to tell Jake that.
Yeah.
I have to go over there as it is. That just sounds like where I'm already at with extra steps.
Right?
And I was like, I'm on to your tricks.
I will look on your treasures, Gypsy. I will look on them.
I didn't call him a gypsy woman.
He did.
Make sure to go and check out definitelynotsellingdrugs.com.